Hold up. Hello, everybody. Hopefully it's working now. My name is S31 and welcome to the Season 31 Awards Show. If it's not working, blame my technical difficulties and incompetence. Oh yeah, it's echoing on my end too. I sound like a Muppet. Holy smokes. Anyway, welcome to my technical difficulties now. With me we have Katasa. Katasa round 2, buddy. We also have Moosey. We also have Pat. Okay, hold up. Apparently they can't hear us. The settings are the same as last time. What is going on here? Hold up. Hello, everyone. My name is Istegosaurus again. We're going to try this one third time. Sorry for the technical difficulties now. Just Katasa, say something for me, buddy. Infinite, are we good now? Give me a thumbs up in chat. No, it should be pulling audio. Hold up, let me fix it. Okay, Zane, say something for me.
Hey, what's up?
Anything?
Hello.
Okay, I heard it worked.
Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties. My computer decided to reset our audio settings from the last time I streamed. We're going to try this for the 5th time. I'm Istegosaurus, and I will be your host with the most technical difficulties in the world. With me, we also have Katasa.
Hi, I'm Katasa. I'm the Tijuana Luchadors GM, and I play for the Arizona Outlaws.
We also have my buddy Moosey.
Hello, everybody. I am Moosey. I'm one of the events graphics heads, and my current player is up for many awards as part of the Norfolk Seawolves.
We also have Pat.
Good evening. I'm one of the general managers for the Philadelphia Liberty, and you will not see my player in any of these.
We also have Quest.
Hi, I'm Quest. I am an ISFL head office member, former MVP, now old man, and running back for the Arizona Outlaws.
And we also have Zane.
Hey guys, I'm Zan. I'm the GM of the New York Silverbacks. And my player is also Stinky, so you won't see him on any of these slides, I don't think.
All right. With that in mind, we have the first award up. It is Returner of the Year.
Yeah, so this one's definitely interesting because if I recall correctly, I don't believe any of these nominees have any touchdowns. There's one touchdown, special teams touchdown in the entire DSFL last year, and that guy had 6 returns. So I definitely think this one's going to be close because I think voters had to kind of
About efficiency and average and how many yards you can get, just because nobody on the ballot has scored a touchdown, which is usually that deciding factor.
Yeah, that's usually what kind of sets people apart in these.
So who do we think takes it home, guys?
It'll be a close one. I think I kind of like Bradley Wench here. He won it before, I'm pretty sure. And he has a pretty good punt return average here. So that's who I would think.
Yeah, I think Ken Oath and Miracle Whip both have good claims too. Miracle Whip's a little bit better than Ken Oath in punt returns, but Ken Oath's a little bit better than Miracle Whip in kick returns. So I think those are kind of my favorites. I do like Welch, but I think the under 20 kick return average might hurt him here.
Awesome. Well, let's see who wins. Congratulations to Miracle Whip. Moving on. We have Punter of the Year. Nominees are Jack Lewis from Norfolk, Azuku Campbell from Kansas City, I Kick Balls from Tijuana, and Levy Tate from Minnesota.
What do you guys think about these kickers?
Well, I love my boys in Tijuana. I want them to win every award. But I do think I'm just confirming this is for punter, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, this is Punter of the Year.
This is punter.
Yeah. I think I like Jack Lewis here. Solid average, good inside the 20. It's kind of close, but I think he can take it here.
Yeah, 27 inside the 20 with only 58 punts, which is only one less off of the leader for inside. The 20 is pretty substantial. Plus, he has one of the higher averages in long.
Yeah, I think it helps that it's a higher percentage. So that's nice.
All right. Well, who do we think takes it home?
Jack Lewis, I think he'll win it. But that's just my guess.
Terrific. Well, let's see. Congratulations to I Kick Balls.
That's my pick.
Little
Yeah,
faith.
I
I
said
said
him.
Against his own
Well,
guy. I
See,
how it is.
if I had mentioned him, then he wouldn't have gotten this award. So, I had to reverse psychology everybody into thinking that he wouldn't win it. TP is a recreate, and he's really gotten into this create, so I'm very, very happy for him to take this.
Also, fun fact, Musi is making these graphics as Katasa speaks, just so he can jinx him.
Don't give up my
Moving on.
secrets like that.
We've got Kicker of the Year. The nominees are Levy Tate from Minnesota, Izuku Campbell from Kansas City, I Kick Balls from Tijuana, and Jack Lewis from Norfolk.
So, this is the one that actually I thought I Kick Balls would take home. Over that, he does have a lower percentage than Ezekiel Campbell. He kicked 80%, Campbell with 84. But I Kick Balls was better from 50 yards plus and was the only one of the nominees that was perfect for extra point percentage. So
Yeah, I definitely think it's between him and then Campbell here. Campbell had a pretty solid. He had an 84 average apparently, so that's pretty solid for a kicker, especially at the DSFL level. So obviously he missed the one extra point, which might hurt him. I think it's a pretty nice little race there.
2 extra points.
Yeah, but
I can't
Izuku also only missed 4 kicks from 40 or more yards. That's pretty crazy in the DSFL to be that good from range.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
That we shall. Congratulations to Izuku Campbell.
See?
Next we have...
I said that I Kick Balls would take it, and then he loses it.
It's rigged against Tijuana.
I'll work it as fast as I can.
Next we have Safety of the Year. The nominees are Spike Daniels from Norfolk, Colin Kramer from Minnesota, Amari Springer from Tijuana, Lance Witt from Dallas, and Ladamian Beck from Tijuana.
LaDamian.
Why is there not an apostrophe? I hate this.
Sorry.
You can go, Zane.
I gotta say, I think the Dallas boy Lance Witt has a pretty good shot here. I'm pretty sure he leads safeties and interceptions. Plus, he had 4 forced fumbles, and he recovered 3 of them, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, he was really solid. I think he had a great season. I do like Springer only because Witt did miss 13 tackles, but I don't think that was actually on the stat sheet. So, but as a rookie, as a pure rookie, to make that many impact plays is certainly impressive. Spike Daniels and Kramer also had great seasons, and Damian Beck did his thing as well. So, I think it's a close race between Springer and Witt. I think they're the top two. I wouldn't be surprised to see Witt take it, but you know me, I love my Springer, so I'm hoping that he takes it.
Yeah, it all depends on what you want to look at. Witt had a lot more turnovers, while Springer was sacking everybody with 7 sacks and a safety to go along with it.
Game-winning safety.
What a guy.
Well, let's find out. Congratulations to Lance Witt from Dallas.
Woo!
Next we have cornerback of the year. The nominees are Cedric Wilkins II from London, De'Aaron Harper II from Tijuana, Tessie Garcia-Parra from Kansas City, Kayuma from Norfolk, and Modern Nazgul from Minnesota.
Oh, and Kioma?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I definitely think this one's tight. It kind of depends what voters are really looking at. Kayuma had 2 defensive touchdowns, 4 forced fumbles, 3 recovered, 4 interceptions, and 29 PDs. De'Aaron Harper tied the league with 5 forced fumbles. Tessie Garcia-Pia with 6 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles. I think it really depends what you look for. But I think I go with Kioma here. As a CB enthusiast myself, I love those PDs and big play potential. Just radiating out there. But Modern Nazgul as well, 4 forced fumbles, 3 picks, 27 PDs. Really good season for him too.
Yeah, Kioma went 50% on pick sixes this season, so that's something to be noteworthy. Really just did it all out there, but it depends on what everybody looks at. A lot of the picks are typically really heavily favored. So we'll see if people like PDs and force fumbles a little bit more.
Well, let's find out. Congratulations to Kayuma. I'm sorry, man. I really am.
Yeah.
They don't teach me how to speak in Alabama.
No, a great season by them. Really just big plays all around. Just taking away the football is really all they did. So big deserve.
For real.
Next, we have linebacker of the year. We have Nathan Claflin from Norfolk, Pasta the Turtle from Portland, Orpheus Zargios from Dallas, Omni-Man from Tijuana, and Spicy Ron from Portland. Thank you to Spicy Ron for having the easiest name I've had today.
One of the best renders, too. I kind of think Spicy Ron's got a pretty good shot here. He had 10 sacks on the year. He had an interception and 5 forced fumbles, which is pretty crazy. And 11 tackles for loss, which is pretty cool.
I was going to say 11 TFLs ain't no joke. Plus a safety. People love safeties. I think Pasta the Turtle also has a good chance. Less forced fumbles, but more just tackles. Has the touchdown go along with it. I believe less missed tackles, but I might be wrong. 0 missed tackles on the season for Pasta the Turtle.
Wow.
But those Portland boys definitely making big plays there. So we'll see.
They beat him good down there.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna shout out Claflin here for pretty much a very similar season to Spicy Ron, except recovered 2 more fumbles, had more passes defended, had a touchdown. I don't think any other linebackers here on this list had any touchdowns, and he blocked a field goal. So I mean, pretty all around
blocked field goal
season there is pretty great there too.
Omni-Man was also just really solid in a lot of categories, but in comparison, I don't think he was standout in any one category. So I definitely just want to give him some love. I know he had his best game taken away by the resim, and he was just a monster in that game.
Such is the way of the middle linebacker.
Congratulations to Claflin from Norfolk.
Yeah, definitely well deserved. Those 2 extra fumble recoveries, I think, really kind of put him above, because that's a guaranteed turnover right there.
Moving on, we have defensive tackle of the year. From Bondi Beach, we have Garfield Despacito III. From Minnesota, we have Franklin Turtle, our second turtle-based player of the day. From London, we have Lene Kakua. From Dallas, we have JJ Jameson Jr. And from Norfolk, we have Arnie Rufus.
I don't know if it's the sim or if it's just this year in general, but defensive tackle felt very weak when it came to stats. A lot of these players had very low TFLs, and some even walked away with 0 sacks. Like Jay Jameson Jr. walked away with 4 TFLs and 0 sacks. These
I
guys
think
just did not feast at all, which is
I
sad
think
to see.
Despacito takes it here just because of the forced fumbles and fumble recoveries. 2 forced fumbles, 3 recoveries, TFL a sack. Arnie Rufus though had a good season with 4 sacks, so that's pretty good, and 4 TFLs. But yeah, just kind of a lackluster season for D tackles, which is kind of surprising.
Well, let's see. Congratulations to Garfield Despacito III. Lucy, that's an incredible render to be doing on a short notice.
I know I had to hurry on that one.
Next, we have defensive end of the year. From Tijuana, we have Caleb Watt. From Tijuana, we also have George Fontobens. From Minnesota, we have Morpheus. And from London, we have Doc Fireball.
Well, I got 2 of my boys on here, so I'm gonna hype them both up real quick. I really think it could go either way with these 2. Caleb Watt, in terms of what he did for us, 13 sacks is super impressive. He did have 6 missed tackles, but he had 6 TFLs, 35 total tackles, and the 2 forced fumbles. But Fantobin's got 15 sacks on the season, had 3 forced fumbles, just missed. But it's kind of mixed. They both have a safety. To me, obviously I'm biased, but I think it's kind of a 2-horse race between these guys. Fantobins did tie the Tijuana single season sack record too, which was pretty cool.
Fun
Yeah, I
fact,
got
all
it.
of these nominees recorded a safety this year.
Whoa, that's pretty crazy.
Fun
I don't
fact.
think
Thank
I've
you,
ever seen
Missy.
that before.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
safeties.
Yeah. But I gotta agree with Katasa here. I think the 2 Tijuana boys, they complemented each other well, and they both were finished 1 and 2 in the sack race, which is pretty crazy from one team. And plus, they had the turnover potential with forced fumbles. So, yeah, and of course the safeties.
Let's find out. Steph.
Congratulations to George Fontobens. That had to be the name that I struggled the most with.
Yeah, I know he was we were talking and he's like, I don't deserve it because he's not IA or anything, but he's just kind of mid earning right now, and he just felt like Caleb deserved it, but he's doing great, and he should be super proud of that.
Moving on, we have the offensive lineman of the year. From Norfolk, we have Clifford Wilson. From Portland, we have Michael Karimi. From Tijuana, we have Zoltan. From Tijuana, we have a kicker. From Kansas City, we have Dallas Fort Worth.
The A stands for GOAT, by the way. To me, I think that this is Karimi's to lose. I think that they just had a phenomenal season. I think they're the only one without a sack allowed on this list.
Wilson
so
doesn't
just-
have a sack allowed, but
but
Karimi has 12 more
yeah,
pancakes.
exactly. So
Yeah.
I think it's Karimi's 10 more pancakes than the next guy and no sacks allowed. Just a phenomenal season by them, so something to be proud of. But everybody else on this list, great seasons by you too. Also, Dallas Fort Worth is the username is Minnesota Fine and plays for KCC, and that's hilarious.
They meet in the middle. What can I say? It couldn't be
respect it.
Minnesota, couldn't be Dallas, had to meet in the middle in Kansas City.
Congratulations to Michael Karimi from Portland.
Ooh.
Congratulations.
Next, we have tight end of the year. From Kansas City, we have Marquise Acho Jr. From Bondi Beach, we have Leonard Graff. From Portland, we have Mark Goodhead. And from Dallas, we have Anthony McGuire.
I don't have the pancake stats off the top of my head, but if I had to guess, it'd either be Goodhead or McGuire. McGuire does have the receiving yards lead, but Goodhead with 9 touchdowns is pretty crazy. 16 pancakes, so probably playing a lot of wide receiver, and that might hurt him. Where I believe in Dallas, 26 pancakes, so probably playing a lot more tight end. So that does play a factor to some of the GMs here.
Yeah, McGuire was also a lot more efficient, only going 900 yards for 67 receptions with 5 touchdowns. Is a whole 2 yards more per catch than Goodhead, but people like touchdowns in this league.
That they do. So well, let's find out.
Congratulations to Mark Goodhead.
I mean, 9 touchdowns, 4 more touchdowns for 75 less yards it's a pretty big gap. I'd take 4 touchdowns over 75 yards.
Next up, we have wide receiver of the year. From Norfolk, we have French Fries. From Minnesota, we have Radka Raskolnikov. From Dallas, we have Escanor Sama. And from Dallas, we have Ivan Tostovich.
What a season by both of them. I believe Ivan Tostovich actually broke the single season receiving yard record all time for DSFO. I might be wrong about that, so don't quote me on it. But a great season for them. Sama with 1 more touchdown, a couple less yards, so I don't know. I think it's between fries and toast. 2 of my favorite carb-based foods going at it. Toast has 2 more yards per catch, but 3 less touchdowns. So I guess we'll kind of see it. Kind of reminds me of Darren Pama's season a couple seasons ago. So let's find out.
Congratulations to French Fries from Norfolk.
Yeah, that's a good season, something to be proud of, and kind of help make Moosey's job easier, I'm assuming.
That's my wide receiver 1 right there.
Great user, too. Moving on.
Guy.
We have running back of the year. From Tijuana, we have Miracle Whip. From Minnesota, we have Lalu Muhammad Zohri. From Bondi Beach, we have Kenoth. From Dallas, we have Beniri Tchouama. And from Norfolk, we have Jeremy Krause.
I think I go with Lalu here. Less about 150 less yards, or less than 100 yards than Ken Oath, but on 40 less carries. But has 4 more touchdowns. I think Whip has the best efficiency of these guys. Maybe Jeremy Krause is a little bit better. Yeah, Jeremy Krause is a little bit better, but I don't think either of them have the touchdown numbers to really touch Lalu, who's got 15 on the ground and then didn't have any in the air. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, though having less than half the attempts of Zohri, Krause walked away with 10 touchdowns and with the most efficient of the nominees, which could be a few votes, but I think it's always to lose 15 touchdowns, especially as a rookie, is pretty huge.
Pretty good season.
Congratulations to Lalu Muhammad Zohri.
Yeah, 15 touchdowns is a lot, man. That's a lot of I think that's most by any player that wasn't a quarterback this season, right?
That's more touchdowns than I scored this year, so.
Same.
Moving on. We have quarterback of the year. From London, we have Dustin Parmalee. From Minnesota, we have Tobias Worthington III. From Kansas City, we have Carter Knight. And from Norfolk, we have Malcolm Savage.
As much as the Norfolk make me sad, I think I lean towards Malcolm Savage. Passing was great, really great efficiency, over 100-point quarterback rating, but the ground game was deadly too, adding 260 on the ground, 4.7 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. So it kind of adds that dual threat where I don't think Parmalee, Tobias, or Dustin added any of that, but they all had really solid seasons too. Well,
Yeah, I can
Carter
tell you
Knight threw 22 picks, so
I can tell you who's not winning. It's the guy who threw more picks than 2 of these nominees threw touchdowns.
yeah. Carter Knight, rough season.
He tried his hardest.
I think it's Frost, so it's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Frost sucks the map, so he's just a bottom tier quarterback. So it is what it is.
Yeah, so I think I go with Malcolm Savage.
Congratulations to Malcolm Savage. Moosey, this is you, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you have 30 seconds.
Thanks for the team, making me a great quarterback and also one of the only dual threat quarterbacks to win an award, let alone compete for it. So, thanks, Zane. You better be ready for this.
That was
J-Pac walked so you could run.
that was way
So you
way
can
too
run
humble. Way too, for everybody listening. If you end up on the award show as a host and you get to put up with my lovely Muppet sounding voice and we get to talk about people and your player wins an award, your sole job is you have 30 seconds to trash the entire league. Don't be a moosey. Don't.
Y'all can't stop somebody who has super low passing attributes. So you
Yeah.
know, league
The
messed up.
exciting thing for as me as the New York GM is both they both played for Norfolk, Fries and Savage, and they're both on New York. So hopefully in the future we see their names a couple more times.
Moving on, we have Offensive Rookie of the Year from Minnesota. We have Tobias Worthington III from Minnesota. We have Lalu Muhammad Zohri. From Dallas, we have Escanor Sama. And from London, we have Rocky Rhodes. And from Kansas City, we have Dallas Fort Worth.
I kind of have this as a 3-horse race. No disrespect to Rocky Roads or Dallas Fort Worth. I just think these other 3 perform exponentially, especially with Zori going for 50 TDs and 1,500 yards as a rookie, Tobias 21 and 8 and almost 4,000 yards as a rookie, and then Sama with 1,411. Awards kind of generally favor quarterbacks, and I think it's really hard at the DSFL to do it like that. But I do love the season that Escanard put up, so I'm gonna go with him.
Well, I'm also gonna go with him because Dallas bias, but also I got to point out that he was third in the league in receiving yards, despite this being the wide receiver 2 the whole year. Obviously, Toast led the league in yards, but the fact that we had 2 crazy wide receivers, and especially one being a rookie, was really excited for Dallas. He's an awesome user too, so I'm pulling for him.
9 40-yard plays, which is only 6 less than Tobias put up, which is crazy because he's a wide receiver and the other guy's a quarterback.
That's wild.
Moving on, we have. Well, congratulations to Lalu Muhammad Zohri. I had the wrong transition at the wrong time.
Not surprised. Like we talked about earlier, really great rushing numbers for him, and made Tobias's life a little bit easier.
Moving on, we have Defensive Rookie of the Year. From Portland, we have Pasta the Turtle. From Tijuana, we have George Fontobens. From Tijuana, we have De'Aaron Harper II. From Portland, we have Spicy Ron. And from Minnesota, we have Modern Nazgul.
I'll just talk my boys up here. De'Aaron Harper obviously helping lead the league in forced fumbles alongside, I believe, Spicy Wrong, and had a really good plays as cornerback too, just like a turnover machine at that spot. But George Fantobins with those 15 sacks, I think is going to be tough for a lot of people to overcome. Do that as a rookie is really tough in the DSFL.
Yeah, I agree. I think George over here is going to probably take this home. Just any rookie that wins his positional award just is always going to be the favorite for these. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's the only one that won his position.
That he did.
Correct.
Yeah, so I believe he's probably the favorite. Plus all those sacks alone, just insane.
15 is nuts.
You have to sleep on Spicy Ron, telling you that right now.
Oh, Spicy Ron had a good one, and Pasta the Turtle also with a great season too. So it wouldn't surprise me if I saw those guys go.
Congratulations to Spicy Ron.
Look at that render.
I'm a little surprised to see him win it over Pasta, just because Pasta does have the touchdown, was a little bit better in coverage. But I mean, still a great season. 5 forced fumbles is a lot of forced fumbles.
Because of the render.
I mean, true, that Infinity Gauntlet, I mean, he just snapped all the competition away.
I mean, 11 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, a pick.
Imagine being an offensive lineman and lining up, and this guy is the person you're facing.
Well, he skipped leg day.
Moving on, congratulations to Spicy Ron, but we have Offensive Performance of the Year. From Dallas, we have Ivan Tostovich in Week 2. From Bondi Beach, we have Ken Oath in Week 3. From Tijuana, we have Christian McCaffrey's burner in Week 13. From Minnesota, we have Lalu Muhammad Zohri from Week 5. And from Norfolk, we have Malcolm Savage from Week 11.
I think this is Malcolm Savage's to lose, but I like that CMC got nominated because he had 4 touchdowns and one of them was punt return, and that was the first game he returned punts for.
The one lone return touchdown. Zori did put up 4 touchdowns, 155 yards on 25 attempts, which that's pretty good average there. It's really hard to amass that many touchdowns in
I
a
think
game these days.
Toast broke the single game receiving yard record. If I'm wrong, didn't he have like 230 or something like that?
Yeah, something insane like that.
Yeah, these are some good offensive performance. I can't pick one, man. I just had to shout out my boy.
I just think you can't look past 5 touchdowns though. I think
Yeah,
it's savage.
I mean, I can.
You can.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said,
You absolutely can.
Well,
the 4 touchdowns is pretty crazy.
congratulations to Malcolm Savage.
Woo.
Moosey, you have 15
It's
seconds
fine.
this time. Don't let me down.
5 touchdowns, 0 picks. Come at me.
Perfect. Thank you for keeping it short and sweet. Moving on, we have Defensive Performance of the Year. From Tijuana, we have De'Aaron Harper II in Week 4. From Kansas City, we have Tessie Garcia-Parra in Week 1. From Norfolk, it's Kayuma in Week 6 again. From
and Kioma.
Thank you. From Norfolk, we have Nathan Claflin in Week 9. And from Minnesota, we have Modern Nazgul from Week 10.
Tessie and Modern Nazgul both had really good seasons. I think that are really good games. I believe they each had 2 picks. I think Modern Nazgul may have had a forced fumble in his, and then I think, or he had 2 touchdowns, and then the other had the other. So really, really good games from both of them.
Nazgul's line was 10 tackles, a forced fumble, fumble recovery, 6 PDs, 3 interceptions. So
That's
all
what
of
it
his
was.
interceptions came in one game, which is
Well, I mean, that's a defensive performance of the year, if you ask me.
yeah.
Just a quick shout out to Claflin the stat line for him in that game was 8 tackles, 2 for loss, a sack, a forced fumble, fumble recovery, pass to defend, interception, and a touchdown, and a blocked field goal. So
The
I know
blocked field goal.
3
I
interceptions
think-
is crazy to look past, but Claflin definitely had an all around great game.
Oh, I mean, all of these
He
players
did
had
it all.
phenomenal games. That's why they're on this list. So I guess we'll find out.
Congratulations to Modern Nazgul in Week 10.
Yeah, the 3 picks, man, in a single game plus a forced fumble or a fumble recovery, I can't remember which one, is that's a lot.
Sounds like what I do at the YMCA.
Well, he was picking off Frost, so it wasn't too hard to do.
That was worse than my roast. Holy. Moving on, we have General Manager of the Year. From Minnesota, we have Painted an Ice Bear 32. From Norfolk, we have Neegs and G 2019. From Dallas, we have Asked Madden and Reverend O'Reilly.
So I can say a little bit because all these people I work with every single day, and they've all done a phenomenal job. Painting an Ice Bear for taking over last season. They've just kind of took the torch and ran with it, and just had a really good season still, and have been developing some great users. Negs and G2019, I think are my favorites to win this, just because of how much they've changed Norfolk for the better, in my opinion, over the past season or 2, and they've done a phenomenal job around that they've done. And then Ask Madden and Rev, they just keep that Dallas culture moving and keeping great users coming out. Dallas is known for that, except for like Zane.
That's fair.
But besides that Black Mark, they've done a pretty good job. So I wouldn't be surprised to take any of them. Ask Madden and Rev, both, they won the Ultimate Mini, so they get a little bit of a favor boost in that. But I think Negs and G2 are my guys that I would pick.
How far Dallas has fallen that Zane's the only toxic user that gets mentioned from that team. Ugh.
That's so mean.
I love my GMs in Norfolk. They've done a fantastic job. Brought the team back to the playoffs after a long drought. They deserve a ton of credit for everything.
Moosey just interrupted my joke about myself. I'm sad. Congratulations to Asked Madden and Reverend O'Reilly. Love you both.
Still well deserved on both of them. I was talking about Negs and G2, but I still think these guys, they just keep that Dallas thing going, and they put all their players in great spots. And hey, I mean, they had a great run too, so good on them for winning.
Moving on, we have Offensive Player of the Year. From Norfolk, we have French Fries. From Dallas, we have Ivan Tostovich. From Minnesota, we have Lalu Mohammed Zohri. From Norfolk, we have Malcolm Savage. And from Portland, we have Michael Karimi.
I think right now, in my mind, I think it's probably between Savage and Lalu Muhammad Zuri, or whatever, however you say his name. I'm sorry. They both had pretty crazy seasons, so I think one of them is going to win this, and whoever doesn't win this is probably winning MVP. And that's just my opinion.
I think that's fair, but I really feel like you're not giving Toast enough credit, man. 1,600 yards is crazy in the DSL.
Yeah, that's true.
French Fries too with a great season.
Positional award, Tostovich did.
Yeah, that's
is
the
true.
only thing.
That is true. I didn't even think
If
about
anyone's
that.
going to win, it'll be French Fries, and usually there's a bit of a quarterback bias, and it's not like Savage was throwing picks like Frost. So
True. Yeah, I think winning Offensive Rookie of the Year too helps Lalu Muhammad kind of boost up, and again 15 total touchdowns and 1,400 yards on still solid efficiency. It's not like he was averaging like 3 yards per carry. He's averaging 4, which is still really solid. So wouldn't be surprised to see him take it here, and I think we'll see, I guess.
Congratulations to Lalu Muhammad Zohri. Moving on.
Great season.
It is awesome.
We've got Defensive Player of the Year. From Tijuana, we have George Fontobens. From Norfolk, we have
Ho-Oh and Kioma.
From Portland, we have Pasta the Turtle. From Portland, we have Spicy Ron. And from Kansas City, we have Tessie Garcia-Para.
I think Fantobens deserves it, but I think Spicy Ron will win it. Winning the rookie award really helps, I think. And when you're a rookie nominated for this award, that's just a huge honor. I don't think Pasta, who was nominated for the same award, takes it over Ron. Maybe you give it to a corner here, but I think Ron takes it.
Yeah, 3 rookies up for Defensive Player of the Year is crazy. Great defensive class.
Maybe Fantobens won't win it because maybe he'll win MVP instead.
Ooh.
Congratulations to. Someone help me out here.
Oh, and Kioma.
Thank you. Man, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. My tongue just too many vowels.
I think this is also very fair because 4 forced fumbles, 4 picks, 30 PDs, and 2 touchdowns is a pretty nutty stat line. Oh, and no missed tackle. I somehow missed that. So, helps that push a little bit.
Moving on, we have most dedicated member for the DSVL. We have Too Lazy, Trempale, and Lord Escanor.
Firstly, I gotta be a little bit embarrassed because I didn't realize his name was Too Lazy. I don't know what I thought it was, but I think all these guys have been super active and super cool. I've seen Lloyd Escanor talk a lot in Dallas. He's already in the war room and been just a huge pump of enthusiasm and excitement, which has been really fun to see. But I think Trempales probably has the best chance here because he's already a GM of Bondi Beach in his first season, which is pretty insane.
I want to give love to him, but he also called me Zane one time, so
yeah, that's pretty harsh.
That's just a terrible thing to say to somebody. But yeah, all these guys have just been going crazy. And congratulations to each and every one of them, and I think they all deserve it.
Congratulations to Trempale.
Yeah, when you become a GM as a true rookie in this league, chances are you're pretty dedicated. So,
before you're drafted too.
Yeah, all before your draft hasn't even started. You're still on, so.
Moving on.
Yeah.
We have for the most valuable player, Lalu Muhammad Zohri from Minnesota, George Fontaines from Tijuana, Malcolm Savage from Norfolk, French Fries from Norfolk, and Ivan Tostovich from Dallas.
I think it's between Fantobins and Savage here. And I think Savage will take it because we haven't had a defensive MVP in a long time. So I think Savage will take this one, probably.
I think
Fantobin.
Fanta Benz gets hurt not just being on defense, but Caleb Watt also on the defense line with him had a crazy year too. So it's like, can you say one of them
Does
was more
does
valuable?
that take away
I'm
from
just
what
saying,
he did?
I mean, and also there's always a QB bias in this kind of award, but I think you're right. It's Savage's most likely, but all these players were fantastic this year, obviously. So no disrespect to any of them by saying that.
Yeah, from breaking records to winning a ton of hardware, everybody has really performed really well this season.
Congratulations to Malcolm Savage. Moosey, you have 7 seconds.
Thanks. How could you let me win this award? Something happened here. I demand a recount.
I do too.
Congratulations, Moosey. Moving on, we have Returner of the Year for the ISFL from Sarasota. We have Jackson Kingston. From San Jose, we have Joshua Campbell. From Orange County, we have Eugene Smoothie. From Yellowknife, we have Kai Sakura. And from Berlin, we have come on, Skip, Air Crow.
Me and Pat work on the All-Pro team, and there's a couple of people I was surprised weren't on this list, but Kai Sakura made our second team list, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him take one home tonight. I
Yeah,
believe he has a ground return touchdown.
Yeah, he has one of the only touchdowns of the year, the longest return, the best average. But it kind of depends if the voters looked at just kick returns or people that also returned punts, because Eugene Smoothie did both very well. But I think you're right. I think it goes to Sakura here.
I'm a sneaky big fan of Jackson Kingston here. He's got a really great average in kick return and punt return without a long return in either of those categories. His longest is 39 kick and 25 punt. So has a really high average for not having, a lot of crazy big long plays to inflate that.
Yeah, but it's Davey, so
Yeah, Davey uses Discord Light mode.
it's true.
Yeah, literally anyone else then.
Congratulations to Kai Sakura from Yellowknife.
Yeah, great season by him. Just really effective, and I mean, we say it every year: touchdowns are king, and when you score one, that can kind of solidify it for you.
Darkness, I love you.
A 33 yard per kick return average is pretty insane too.
Moving on, we have Punter of the Year. From New York, Dougie Smalls. From San Jose, Matthew McDermott. From Orange County, Dallas Stoll. From Yellowknife, Balago Kokot. And from Arizona, Cade York.
I think this one's Cade Salute. He had a really great year punting the ball. Really great inside the 20. Really great average. He's kind of up there. He's fourth in average, but he's tied first for punting the ball with Dougie Smalls. So I think the combination of the two kind of puts him ahead. 39 inside the 20, which is crazy.
Over
Yeah.
half of his punts were inside the 20. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was like 54% of them inside the 20. I don't think you look past that at all.
Congratulations to Cade York.
Big ups to him. I know he'll be excited about it.
Moving on, we have Kicker of the Year. From Arizona, once again, we have Cade York. From Sarasota, Jacob Small. From New York, Dougie Smalls. From Austin, Jean-Jacques Leroy. And from New Orleans, Taipan Pete.
I mean, this is Jacobs, right?
It's Jacobs for sure. The only kicker not to miss a single kick.
I put a huge amount of weight into points above replacement, which is an SFWG stat that kind of weights them against the average across the board, and Jacob Small totally obliterated that metric this year.
Congratulations to Jacob Small. Moving on.
Well deserved.
Oh, well deserved, true. Moving on, we've got Safety of the Year from Berlin, Jacob Rask. From Baltimore, Tremendous Johnson. From Sarasota, Cuckoo Clemente. From New York, Lawrence Miller. And from Baltimore, Caven McRae.
I'm
Clemente
pretty big.
was no. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you can go. I've been talking.
Yeah, you have been, man. No, Cuckoo was nuts this season. He was unanimous first teamer for the All Pro team. Jacob Rask, second teamer for us, but it's one of those two. I think they just both had insane years taking away the ball, making tackles, good in coverage. Both were just great, and Clemente's one of the best safeties probably to ever play the game now at this point.
Yeah, Cuco Clemente allowed 12% fewer passes than the average safety.
Yeah, 55% catch rate is bonkers. And as safety, I mean, we've kind of been looking at catch rates for safety for a while now, and they're usually inflated. So to have that level of coverage is just bananas.
Well, congratulations to Cuckoo Clemente.
Yeah, good. I mean, I think this can kind of solidify Kuko's
Hall of Fame.
I say Hall of Fame resume. I mean, no way.
I gotta agree with that too.
I think it's there.
Okay, moving on. We have Cornerback of the Year. From Colorado, we have Albert Rushman. From Austin, Maverick Bowie. From Honolulu, Davro Levine. From Berlin, G. Roy Lincolns. And from Philadelphia, CJ Sonjak.
I think, to me, it's a two-horse race between Bowie and Levine. I think all these other guys have really good seasons. Big ups to Rushman on 5 forced fumbles, which was bonkers. But Bowie was the big play machine, leading the league in PDs and interceptions. Forced fumble on top of that, but Levine was a little bit better in coverage. Still had 5 picks, 32 PDs, but Bowie had, what was it, like 68% completion, while Levine at CB1 had like 55. So really depends how much voters will value that stat.
Agreed.
Congratulations to Maverick Bowie.
Hard to look past 8 interceptions and 41 PDs, man.
Moving on, we have Linebacker of the Year. From Austin, we have Brock Thomaslacker. From Sarasota, Heinrich Kakpu. From Chicago, Juan Domin. From Honolulu, Big Slamu. And from Chicago, Wasrabi Galil.
Right here, there's a couple of really good names that stand out here. I really like Chicago's linebacker Domain, or however you say his name. I'm sorry. It's Domain. Yeah, I'm sorry. Speaking is hard. But he just had like a crazy all-around performance. 20 sacks in the season with 2 interceptions and 4 forced fumbles. And a safety as well, and a blocked punt. I didn't even see the blocked punt until just now. That's pretty crazy. Just all around is just all over the field for Chicago, and was a big reason why they made the playoffs.
I mean, speaking of Chicago linebackers, Wasrabi Galil was an absolute like murderer. 8 forced fumbles is
That's a new record. That's a record. And what do you have? 2 missed tackles all season on almost 100 total. I mean, that guy. I think he wins it. That's my pick on this one. Just the all around and the 8 forced fumbles, like you said, Quest. You can't look past that.
Yeah, he put the wood to some people. It's crazy. But I honestly think Brack has really good stats here across the board. Slamu is really, I think, close in this. I think it's a pretty big toss-up to see how the voters go here.
I love it when people put the wood to me. And congratulations to Juan Domin from Chicago.
Well deserved.
Moving on, we have Defensive Tackle of the Year. From Philadelphia, Honky Tonk Haywood. From Arizona, Chuck Roth. From Chicago, Damon Brooks. From Colorado, Magnus Rakaya. And from New York, Colt Mendoza.
I don't know
Who's
how
that last
Mendoza
guy?
made this list.
He's inactive, so I don't even know how he's qualified for awards.
Former cornerback of the year, Colt Mendoza.
Dude, I'm inactive now. How am I on here?
I think this one's
shouldn't-
tight. I think it's
Yeah, I think
between
this is
Honky
Haywood or
Tonk,
Roth.
Roth, or I was gonna also say Magnus just because 5 forced fumbles is crazy, along with 7 sacks.
It
Obviously
is
I'm
pretty
biased,
crazy.
but Chuck Roth did have the tackle for loss advantage over Honky Tonk, where Honky Tonk had 10 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. Roth had 8 TFLs, 9 sacks, and a safety. So I guess we'll kind of see. I think Magnus is kind of the dark horse here and could easily take this, but I'm leaning Roth on this one.
I put a lot of weight for defensive tackles in their ability to tackle, especially when you think about the average depth of tackle that a DT might have. It's a lot really near the line of scrimmage, and I think they're really important to stuffing the run game. And I think that kind of knocks Rakaya out of the big running for me. I think this is probably tight between Roth and Haywood.
Congratulations to Chuck Roth from Arizona.
I know he's
a
going to
pun.
be happy about this. Zego's been trying to get one of these for a while now, and now that Big Ed is no longer wreaking havoc on the league as Big Ed himself, he'll be pretty happy about.
Congratulations to Chuck Roth. Moving on, defensive end of the year.
Oh
Dude,
my gosh.
I had to balance it out from earlier. From New York, from New York, we have Brick Von Sanzo. From Orange County, we have Bean Man. From Yellowknife, we have Leonard Taylor. From Sarasota, we have Demon Jackson. And from New York, we have Gucci. I'm not even gonna try.
It's White Goodman.
Look at the text; it's all messed up. I think I leaned between Leonard and Brick here. Both unanimous All-Pro players this year. Brick was crazy with 5 forced fumbles and 10 sacks. Leonard with the sack lead with 12 and 3 forced fumbles. Leonard did have about 18 more tackles than Brick did, so a little bit more involved in the running too. If I recall, Leonard didn't miss a tackle on the season, if I'm recalling that correctly. So
100% tackle percentage.
And I think that might be the difference there, because Brick did miss, I think, 3 or 4. So who knows? I think it's between those two though.
Yeah, I gotta agree there. Leonard Taylor's been kind of dominating the defensive end role, but Rick's always been kind of right there with him. I'm hoping he'll pull this off, but I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor wins this again.
We'll say I prefer Brick's run.
And Sansa with a 33.3% catch percentage on his 3 targets. So
elite coverage.
Congratulations to Leonard Taylor from Yellowknife.
Well deserved.
Building up an impressive resume, LT is.
Is this 2 or 3?
I think it's his 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, he just keeps playing a little bit longer. I think he can do some things.
Sheesh.
Moving on, we have Offensive Lineman of the Year from Philadelphia. We have Alexander Franklin from New York. Mark Hamill from San Jose. Jaja Ding Dong from Sarasota. Stumpy Jones. And from Baltimore, Pepe Legs Johnson.
This one's tough. Surprisingly enough, because usually it just goes to whoever has the most pancakes and no sacks allowed. But this season, Alexander Franklin with 14 more pancakes than the next guy, which is pretty crazy. But I think Hamill is my favorite just because he has the balance between sacks allowed, pancakes, and penalties. But all really impressive seasons.
Yeah, the story of O-line this year was, can you play a little bit like safer? No, only one player that had significant snaps had a quote unquote like perfect season, like no sacks, no penalties allowed, and that was some stinky guard from New York named Roberts or something. Obviously guards don't get the pancakes to really get up in there, so yeah, I think voters tend to like the cleaner games, so I'd say you're looking at Hamill or maybe even Stumpy pulling off a interesting upset here.
Congratulations to Stumpy Jones. What a render.
I called it.
He's been great. I know he's not like super old, and he's kind of on one of those tears at O-line where he's just had really, really good seasons every year that he's been in the league.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think he's always been one of the top O-lines since he's been a rookie. I'm not sure. Has he won it before or no?
I think he won it in the DSFL. I don't think he
Oh,
won it in
that's
the
what I'm
ice.
thinking of. Yeah, but this is his. He's just having a great career so far. So I'm excited to see him as he gets that top level TPE.
Moving on,
I believe he's been racking up some Pro Bowls. So
we have tight end of the year from Sarasota, Mario Messi. From Chicago, Nickelback. From Sarasota, James Engler. From Yellowknife, Z-Rex. And from Honolulu, Salami.
A lot of good candidates here. I seem to prefer Z-Rex a lot. I think he has that nice balance of playing tight end, getting the pancakes that you'd want to see, while also being one of the best receiving threats here. I think Angler and Messi kind of cannibalized a little bit each other because they both had really good seasons as tight ends, but Angler was playing more at like the receiver role, and Messi was
yeah,
more in the tight end role.
I honestly don't know if Angler took any snaps at tight end this season from what I was seeing from the DCs earlier, but I think Messi has a really impressive season from Z-Rex really did well as a receiving tight end. Really is a bit middle of the pack in pancakes. Messi was third in pancakes with 64, and still was a rather respectable receiver, doing a lot there. So, yeah, it's just interesting to see the voters kind of bounce back and forth whether they want receiving numbers or whether they want pancake numbers, and we will see what side of the coin it flips on today.
Congratulations to Z-Rex from Yellowknife.
Very on the top of a pretty good career for him.
Moving on, we have wide receiver of the year from Honolulu, 11 Kendrick Watts. From Colorado, Rafael Delacour. From Sarasota, Davey Sucks, Jackson Kingston. From Yellowknife, Mark Walker. From Austin, Vital Son.
Wide receiver's always tough.
I don't think this is that tough.
I don't think this one is, but I mean,
Mark Walker was the only receiver to have double-digit yards per target with 12.35. That's pretty insane. He was just crazy, and he doesn't even have he has the shortest long reception of all the receivers nominated here.
And 14 40-yard receptions is at least 50% more than anyone else had on the season. I mean, that guy was just big play after big play after big play.
Yeah, I gotta agree
had
here
9.
too.
He was the runner up there.
He's been really patient as he played basically wide receiver too, basically his whole career behind Sakura, and this is his time to shine, and he took advantage. And I think he's probably going to be the one who wins this award.
I think it'll be interesting to see how we start evaluating these high reception number receivers, as Kendrick Watts has had 2 straight seasons with really crazy reception numbers. Just not great wide yards per reception, yards per target.
You know what a guy. He was an 11th round pick in his DSFL draft, and now he's one of the best wide receivers in the league.
What a story!
Congratulations, Mark Walker from Yellowknife.
Finally out of the shadow of Kai Sakura.
Just came in and shined. Congratulations to him. I know he's going to be pretty stoked about this. Well deserved. He was called up year 1, and he's just been having a solid career since. So,
moving on, we have running back of the year from Yellowknife. We have JQ Jr. From Honolulu, Cobra Kai. From New Orleans, Mike Rochburns. From Chicago, Madison Hayes. And from Orange County, Goat Tank.
Yeah, apparently this is just the season of low efficiency running backs. I think the highest yards per carry here is Rochburns with 4.42. And he had a hard time finding the end zone, so I don't know that he really contends too much in this.
I gotta say, Goat Tank.
Yeah. I bet.
I just think the whole Orange County's whole offense ran through him, and it showed a lot with his number of touchdown and yards. Obviously, the efficiency is a bit down, which if he loses, that's the reason why. But this is likely Goat Tank's award to lose this year, in my opinion.
I mean, he set the
Ultimately, he set the season record for scrimmage yards, and yeah, he was probably OCO's best receiver as well as their best running back.
I work for the federal government, and I'm not sure what we do if there was a goat that was also a tank.
Just surrender.
That's it. It's over.
That's it. It's been a nice country.
Wrap it up, boys.
All to Canada. Here we go.
Okay, you guys can go back to being serious now.
Send it to Berlin is apparently the right strategy.
Oh yeah.
Woo! We rolled right into that one. Congratulations to Goat Tank.
Yeah, he came in. I remember he was
That
a
is
D
neither a
tackle when I
goat
was a
or a
rookie.
tank.
Yeah, questionable. And he was committed to earning, and he said he wanted to be the best, and here he is. He's the best running back this season.
Moving on, we have quarterback of the year
Deutschland.
from Berlin. We have Dexter Zailerin, something like that. From Austin, we have Jackie Daytona. From Colorado, Matthias. That, yes, Caliban. Sorry, Pig. From Philadelphia, we have Ryan Eakes, and from Yellowknife, we have Colby Jack.
I think it's misspelled on that slide. I think they put the H on the wrong spot. I think they screwed you on that. Matthias Caliban set the new season high record for passing touchdowns in a season, helped by just shelling their Week 16 opponents.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty hard to ignore.
Fake touchdowns, let's be real.
Congratulations to.
We can't hold that against him.
Somebody help me.
Matthias
Caliban.
Thank you. Sorry, Pix. Now I'm doing my best out here, man. I need a league pronunciation guide. Whoever makes that, give them like quadruple media. Moving on, we have offensive breakout player of the year from New Orleans, Mike Rochburns. From Colorado, Drip Dad. From Yellowknife, JQ Jr. And from Berlin, the Troy Abed.
I lean Drip Dad here. Q had a great season, almost 2,000 scrimmage yards and 19 total touchdowns. But I kind of like Drip Dad just because he did more through the air and on better efficiency too. 12 total touchdowns, though, is going to be hard to overlook versus 19 total touchdowns. Mike Rochburns, I think, had a great season in terms of breaking out, but the touchdown gain just really wasn't there. He gained 700, but still, had
Rochburns
the
is
same
also
amount of touchdown.
Yeah.
Rochburns is a former Pro Bowler, which
he was on the running back of the year ballot a couple years ago too. So I don't think this was
broke out.
obviously a great season and probably one of his best, but I think he already was one of the top running backs in the league at one point. He just had a couple down years.
And then
I think
for Troy
Q
Abed,
could take this with just how crazy their rushing yards numbers are this season. But
yeah, and then Troy Abed, I think, got nominated a season early. I think next season, if he gets a bunch of touchdowns, that should have been the one because he only had a 2 touchdown gain despite gaining 400 more yards, which is great. Had a better season, but
He could break out again.
Congratulations to JQ Jr.
shout out to Cheese Farley, who was officially nominated, but not on the last slide.
Moving on, we have defensive breakout of the year from Berlin, Joy Lincolns. From Baltimore, Cave McRae. From New York, Makota Otawara. From Arizona, Glenn Smart. And from Chicago, D. Walt.
I think I lean G. Roy Lankins here. Had a pretty good, adding 4 forced fumbles, added 11 PDs, 2 fumble recoveries, added a touchdown. Glenn Smart, I think, had a great season. He really turned his turnover numbers up. He had the exact same sacks and PDs as last season, but got 3 picks and 3 forced fumbles. But otherwise, Otawara could be a good shout. 6 sack improvement, 2 picks, 3 additional forced fumbles. That's a lot to overlook. So
I think you're overlooking McRae here a little bit. I mean, he had 4 interceptions. He's never had more than 2 in a season. Had a defensive touchdown, 5 forced fumbles. Hasn't had any in his career before that. 84 tackles, which is 25 more than he's had. I think he's worth looking at there too.
That's
I-
fair. I
I
guess
bel-
I overlook
I-
him just 'cause he's laid out of position. So I
I
guess that's
believe
where
he
my
did,
brain goes.
move over to cornerback technically, and I think that weighs a little differently. But I definitely good season from him.
Yeah, amazing season.
I think he's
Breakout awards are weird, man.
They do beat. I won one.
Congratulations,
Yeah, that's
Makoto at Otawara. Tubby Tim,
Broke
baby.
out just in time to
Ooh,
retire,
Tim.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the 50 tackles he added probably helped a lot. You know, it went from 66 to 111, and then, added sacks, TFLs, interceptions, forced fumbles, a lot of that stuff. So helps a lot.
Moving on. We have Offensive Rookie of the Year. Yep. From Berlin, Dexter Zellrin. From Baltimore, Pepe Legs Johnson. From Chicago, Casimir Oles Jr. From Sarasota, John Huntsman. And from Chicago, Vincent Sharpay.
I think I go
Only
with
two of these players were nominated for their positional awards, and one of them is a quarterback. So I think that's pretty.
I think it's Zellrin's to lose here, but big Pepe Lake Johnson to make this 117 sack cakes and no sacks allowed as a rookie offensive lineman isn't easy. So
Yeah, I gotta agree. He was one of the best O-line in the league, but obviously quarterbacks are usually kings in these types of awards. So,
And I mean, Zellrin did have a legitimately rather
yeah,
good season.
he was one of the
6.9
best quarterbacks
rushing
in
net
the league
yards per
as a
attempt.
rookie, which is insane.
Congratulations to Dexter Zellrin.
Laser.
great start
Reds.
to his career, huh?
Like, Laser just gets good players. He just knows who to pay off.
I don't know about Corin Abernathy that much, but
He had a couple really good years.
that's fair.
Moving on, we have Defensive Rookie of the Year. From Orange County, we have Bill De La T. Dudereve?
That sounds right.
We're going with it. From Yellowknife, we have Owen Reed. From Sarasota, we have Calvin Hobbs. From Orange County, we have Domino's Pizza Man. And from Yellowknife, we have Teddy Murphy.
This one's tough. I think I lean Teddy just because of the tackles. 105 tackles, 5 TFLs, 5 sacks is pretty dang good. I like Owen Reed, but 71% catch percentage is pretty rough for a corner. Obviously played cornerback, but 3 forced fumbles, a pick, 9 PDs, and 5 sacks as a corner is pretty impressive too. I think Calvin Hobbs gets a good shout for 55% catch rate, but I think I lean either Murphy or Reed here.
Yeah, Hobbs was super limited in his snap count from the looks of things. Bit of a tick, but I like Murph. I like that those tackle numbers as a rookie, really.
Congratulations to Domino's Pizza Man.
Now,
Well, I
Hans.
suppose 72 tackles as a D tackle is pretty dang impressive too. I just figured, awards voters tend to lean more flashy stats. So
Thank goodness it's not the Pizza the Hut render.
Moving on. We have Offensive Performance of the Year. From Colorado, we have Caliban in Week 16. From Colorado, we have Rafael Delacour in Week 16 as well. Go figure. From Chicago, we have Madison Hayes in Week 9. From Arizona, we have Deadly Memes in Week 16. And from Orange County, we have Goat Tank in Week 15.
kind of funny that 3 of these came from week 16. I think Caliban takes it. 8 touchdowns is absolutely insane. But I want to shout out Hayes real quick because you popped off the week after I dropped you off my fantasy team.
I want to shout out Memes. He had like 15 yards per carry, I think, in that game, which is obviously a lot.
Goat Tank with 118.
s-
Obviously,
s-
efficiency's way down at 3.1, but 5 touchdowns is pretty crazy too.
Yeah, 3.1 average kind of sends that out the back door for me, but
Yeah, I think it's Caliban though. I mean, 8 touchdowns in a game is nuts.
I would have voted for Memes or Hayes, but I'm a running back stan.
Congratulations to Caliban in Week 16. Moving on, we've got Defensive Performance of the Year. From Honolulu, Big Slamu in Week 14. From Austin, Brock Thomas Lacker in Week 1. From Sarasota, Heinrich Kakpu in Week 10. From Austin, Maverick Bowie in Week 10. And from Berlin, Jacob Rask in Week 8.
Big ups to Maverick Bowie in this performance. He broke the single game PD record with 10, which is bonkers. That's like a fourth of his PDs came in this one game, and 2 picks is nice. I don't know if he'll win it. I don't know if voters love PDs as much as I do. But I just wanted to shout him out real quick.
I think voters really love when a defensive player puts points on the board. But I mean, to do everything you said Bowie did while also putting up 14 tackles as a corner, I think that's pretty crazy. It's very clear he kind of took over that game on the defensive side.
I got to shout out Moonlight, Big Slamoo too. Just a very balanced game all around where he got a couple sacks and he got himself a pick 6. He was a big part of why Honolulu ended up winning the Ultimates this year, and performances like that are pretty special.
He's sim blessed.
Congratulations to
Yeah.
Maverick Bowie in Week 10.
Hey, shout out to the voters for getting one,
Yeah.
a spicy one here.
Moving
Yeah,
on,
there's some
we have
CV left.
General Managers of the Year. From Philadelphia, we have Punter 715 and
Who?
Snarly Dude. From Chicago, we have Bailey and the CC. From Austin, we have a Midships and Frazzle 14. And from Honolulu, we have Sidus and MM Flex.
I don't know who Punter 715 is.
He's a
Fired,
scrub.
apparently.
Some scrub.
I think
Honest-
all these guys are well deserving, to be honest with you.
Honestly, for me, I think the team that surprised me the most this season, and I don't even think really just got like sim blessed. I think we're like legitimately turned around rather quickly and are a rather good contender now, and that's Chicago. So I'd give my vote here to Bailey and CC.
Every week on game day, me and Lucid would just talk about how we did not understand how Chicago was doing so good, but they made a deep run and hopefully they'll be around for longer. But Philly finally kind of turning around that rebuild, getting to 500. I think they're going to be a lot better next season. Austin, obviously, first place in the league, and then Honolulu wins the Ultimates. So I think anybody could take this one.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Definitely also shout out, of course, to Ultimates winners, Sid and Flex. They just done a lot of good things. Honolulu has been stuck in a rut for a long time, and then they've finally broken the shell. They made the playoffs and dominated and won the Ultimates too. So
Fun
I mean,
fact,
they were
that-
the number 1 seed like 3 seasons ago, but
well, that was a weird season.
It
But
definitely-
anyways, they were it was kind of nuts because that was actually their first playoff win ever as a franchise, and they end up winning it all, which is pretty cool story.
Congratulations to Sidus and MM Flex. Well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, offseason shows alone, they made they'll be right back in it. I think they signed a lot of good players this offseason.
yeah, but they signed like 3 or 4, like 1,000 TP players on free agency, which is pretty insane, or near 1,000.
Moving on, we have Offensive Player of the Year. From Orange County, we have Goat Tank. From Yellowknife, we have Mark Walker. From Yellowknife, Colby Jack. From Colorado, Caliban. And from Yellowknife, JQ Jr.
I think it's either Caliban or Goat Tank here, and I think whichever one doesn't get it wins MVP. I don't know. I don't know which one takes it. I mean, Mark Walker too. Insane season.
I would, if this was me, I'd give it to Mark Walker. I really like Goat Tank has some crazy volume numbers, but just really wasn't at the efficiency level you'd want for, I think, a top tier running back. And Mark Walker really kind of shone in just being a crazy effective and efficient player. I do think Caliban takes the MVP, and so I would give this to Walker. Would probably be my vote.
Congratulations to Goat Tank from Orange
Nice.
County.
Single season scrimmage yard record is pretty nuts, and then 24 total touchdowns is crazy. I mean, I know it's on a lot of volume, but
Moving on, we have Defensive Player of the Year. From Chicago, we have Wasrabi Gleal. From Honolulu, we have Big Slamu. From Austin, Brock Thomas Lacker. From Austin, Maverick Bowie. And from Chicago, Juan Domine.
Bondomine.
That, yeah. Frost has told me how to say it, and I think I just messed it up again.
Yeah, I think it's between Bowie and Demeen here. They both won their positional awards, and it's really tough for a linebacker to win Player of the Year when they don't win the Linebacker of the Year. So I think it's between those two. I think I go with Demeen again. The catch rate on Bowie just makes me hesitant to make him the Defensive Player of the Year. 68% almost is a lot, but he did take a lot of splash plays. Big boomer bust player.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
agree. I think Domine was just a huge part this year. I think he definitely is going to end up taking this home. I think Bowie's definitely number 2 here. I think the catch rate might hold him back a bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up winning it.
Yeah, I think linebackers tend to get the big bump in defensive players, so I think Juan Domino's takes this.
Congratulations to Juan. Somebody help me.
Domain.
Yeah, there we go.
Domine.
Moving on.
Big ups. Congratulations.
Yeah, buddy. Moving on. We have most dedicated member. From the ISFL, we have Brooks Pigot. I'm weak. From the ISFL, we have Colt Classic. And we have Bailey. Love Bailey.
I like how you said from the ISFL, like that was their team.
Hey, I give this to Colt here. Colt's been doing some really interesting stuff with like really making dots take the next level, introducing trading this year, which has been a long wanted feature there. So definitely check out dots if you haven't. It's pretty cheap to buy the packs and it's a lot of fun. And I think Colt's done a lot of great work in that area.
Yeah, Bailey does a lot of work on back end of stuff. Runs a lot of systems and helps a lot of departments function that wouldn't really function without him. So I wouldn't be surprised to see either of them take it.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Really great people, both of them. And I'm excited to see who wins. They both deserve it.
Congratulations to Colt Classic.
Yeah, man, keep up the good work with dots.
Love
Yeah,
it.
keep pumping them out.
Moving on. We have Most Valuable Player. Last award, guys. From Orange County, we have Goat Tank. From Colorado, we have Caliban. From Austin, we have Brock Thomaslacker. I think this is like his 4th or 5th time as a defensive nominee for MVP, which is crazy. Same thing with Juan Domine. And then JQ Jr. from Yellowknife.
I'll take a minute to really breathe and savor this moment, since I know Stag wants us to take our time with this.
Please, all the time in the world, guys.
Yeah, so as we've seen with Offensive Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year, Juan Domino's and Goats Tanks are eliminated from effectively. So I think it's pretty clearly Caliban.
It's Caliban, yeah. Tom Slacker again, great season, but didn't win his positional award, didn't win any of the battles with Domine, and then JQ had a good season, but again, Go Tank was just better, so I think Caliban wins this.
Yeah, and for Q, like he had a really good season, but like you had 3 different members of your team nominated as Offensive Players of the Year, so like if you look at the value standpoint, it's a pretty crowded area for that.
And I mean, all these guys really did deserve their nominations. They all had phenomenal seasons, and you don't get nominated for MVP without being a valuable player in the first place. So,
Yeah.
Congratulations to Caliban from Colorado.
Ooh.
Anybody got
way
anything?
to go, man. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best quarterback seasons we've seen in a long time. Obviously there was a lot of volume with it with 700 pass attempts, but it's not like he didn't have the efficiency to back it up, because that was always kind of a knock on him, was like, oh yeah, it's all just volume stats. And I know people were mad a couple seasons ago when he won some awards, but I think he really proved this season I can be efficient with the football, and really balled out to end the season with that 8 touchdown performance, and I mean, congratulations, man. Also,
Colorado Edie.
I don't think Caliban's going to be able to use his throwing arm after he retires. He's put so much mileage on that thing, man.
Big shout out to Pig Snout. He's also the all-time TPE leader of the ISFL. So
he's incredible. And I think that's it. Yeah, the presentation won't go any further. We've made it, guys. Thank you to everyone who came out tonight and put up with our technical difficulties. If you tune into the DSFL draft later this week, I will be streaming then, and hopefully the difficulties will be fixed. Something about my computer growing its own brain has reset our audio factors for tonight. But I do appreciate everybody coming out, and 20 of you that are still sticking around now. Thank you to our incredible hosts. You can all say something before we leave. And guys, tune in later this week.
Yeah, really excited. I'll be around for the DSFL draft, so I'm excited to join us back here then.
I will be
Remember to
watching
keep an
it
eye-
on my couch.
Remember to keep an eye out for Pro Bowl rosters coming up soon, and you can also check out the All Pro rosters from the Writers Guild.
And if
A lot of
anybody's
great
interested
performances
in
this season, Tyler.
joining the Writers Guild, please let us know.
I will be posting all of these lovely graphics on the forum here shortly. So if you want your award picture for your signature, look out for that.
Thank you all. Thank you for hanging with us tonight, and we'll see you guys next time.